Hey, this is the Magic Bringers Rising Chats episode for November 7th through the 13th. And it is the week of the full lunar eclipse, full moon. So, how are you going to handle the huge energy waves that are coming this week? Find out everything you need to know by watching this episode. Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, a show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can weave the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want. All right. So this week, lots of energy, lots of push, and possibly if it's going to hit you right and if it's not going to just completely run you over, it's going to be a week where things are going to feel like they have to get done now, 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 now. But first off, because I'm not going to delve too deeply into all of the different transits and aspects and blah, 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 because it's for me, it's like this week is one energy period, like this week and a half, let's say, one whole energy period in which we have to work with. Um, so I don't want to piece it apart like that. And I don't want to teach us that we have to overanalyze the energies when we should really be relying on what's coming through and how it feels to us and how we are moving with these energies. And if there's any way that we can leverage those energies toward what we're doing. Um, so the first thing that really strikes me is this week is going to be a bit of a time warp. So no matter what you think you had planned, time is going to run wonky. It's going to speed up, it's going to slow down, it's fast, but it's contemplative, it's digging deep, but it's, taking big intuitive inspired action. It's kind of all over the place. And I think that really does affect how we experience time. Because certainly if you're in some kind of, let's say, altered state, and I don't mean by any substances, I just mean you're tapped in and your intuition is open and you're not quite, experiencing daily life like here in this video for me, um, that certainly affects the way we will experience time. So in a week where we're, inward and outward, it's really going to feel like from moment to moment, it's like, oh my God, I don't have enough time. This is all so big. How can I add 3,000 things to my to do list when the holidays are coming up? And then you'll slip back in and you'll say, but I have all the time in the world. I have the rest of my life to do this, which is true, but not true. It's all true, but not true because, time is an illusion. Um, so I want us to remember when I drew a goddess card, uh, I guess it was last episode. Maybe it was 2 episodes ago now. Again, time. um, I had drawn Inanna, who is really known for her very bold actions. I've had this on my desk to set the tone. And so I want to pull that energy back and remind you that you are in control of this. You are in control of your experience of your life, your experience of time, your experiences of overwhelm and feeling stressed and feeling overburdened way too quickly. So, of course, grounding is going to be the medicine of this week and a half, no matter what. So now this full moon is going to be a little interesting. It's in Taurus according to modern astrology, but if you look at where it actually is in the sky, it's in Aries. So it's got like this fiery Fiery, fiery stuff. And it's got this Taurus stuff, which is home, hearth, finances, foundations. Um, Also digging in, but I almost suggest you don't dig in. Yes. All right. Dig in and being stubborn are two different things here. Okay. So ground, but go with the flow this week because this flow is taking you someplace. It's taking you on a mental, spiritual journey to where things could be and allowing and really asking you to consider things, options, possibilities, opportunities that you didn't necessarily think were for you before. But if you're meeting that practical Taurus energy and you're meeting it where it needs to be met, maybe things are going to look a little different this week as you start wanting to follow that acceleration process that's happening. And I'm sure the sun is going to help with all of this in flares. And I'm sure, you know, we're going to have some good Schumann spikes as well this week. Like it's just that kind of week um, where everything's going to get stirred up. But stirred up at least for this week with a purpose. And we've got lots of Uranus stuff happening. And of course, the meteors, which, like, this is all like realization bringing. This week is going to end with the cosmic kite being in the sky again, breakthrough, innovation. Like, there couldn't be too much more, astrologically speaking, that is aligned to bring forward possibility, unless, of course, you want some kind of like weird trines with Uranus. But I don't suggest that at this point in time. I really don't. Not with elections this week, not with the economy the way it is. No, no, no. Let's just focus on the moving forward and the healing. And the keyword for this, other keyword for this week is adaptation. So, adaptation, innovation, breakthrough. How are we meeting our lives in this, yay, historic change? um, we have to live and we have to figure out how to live well. Because the universe isn't doing this to punish us. It's not doing this to teach us some kind of parochial school. Let me slap you on the knuckles with my ruler lesson. It's not like that. This is a reset that we have to participate in order to create the world we want to see. And of course, we have to start with ourselves and our families and our very, close knit circles and relationships. So again, remember the message that Anana brings with, remember your influence. Remember that your energy is key to all of this. So ground, 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 ground. I have this sense for my own grounding this week because I'm a little topsy turvy. My allergies have been awful. You can kind of see like I have like extra bags on bags this week because of how swollen my eyes are, and you can even hear it in my voice if you know me well. Um, so I'm like grounded from the neck down so that I can leave this open a little bit somewhat, just in my daily life, not when I'm, of course, tapping in, but I'm just like, the rest of me is just, I've covered in a mound of beautiful dirt and grass with like little streams running through down to the core of the earth. Just this nice kind of healing cocoon for, the physical body while I can then do the work I need to do with all of the spirits and spirit teams and ascended masters and all that. Um, So it might be hard this week to really get like detailed energy, or I'm sorry, detailed guidance, or it might come all at once as a big thing, which then also kind of could mess with your system if you're not well grounded and working with your energy. Um, so I wouldn't push for it, but I would learn to, especially this week, follow your body, follow your gut, follow that level of yes, no, intuitive guidance. That way you're acting in the moment. You're not like all stuck up in your head, which can take you out, to Zeta Reticuli. I don't know. I haven't gone there, but it's far out there. And just extra, extra, extra self care and sleep, sleep, sleep as much as you can. Um, because meteors, and because you need it, of course. But the meteors are known to bring all sorts of dreams. So that might help the connection if we can experience it while we're dreaming. I'm not a person who tends to do that, but I hear a lot of other people are. So I'm putting that out there. And the other thing Lindsay wants to add into this is, if you can, this week, put on a post-it note, ask yourself, is there some kind of process that I'm following or that maybe I'm being guided to follow that can help me better manage and leverage these kinds of energy periods? Because I really think there is some kind of intuitive process, that we can come to rely on between ourselves, our body energy, and our guides, and how our spirit team interacts with us. So it's worth putting a little bit of intuitive attention to that, and maybe even asking your guides or doing some pendulum work, that yes, no body energy. I like the human pendulum stuff. That's kind of cool. Look it up if you don't know what the human pendulum is. um, but beyond that, no matter how rushed we feel, this is all about coming to the present moment and learning to meet the energies that are there, and just taking the healing that we can in that present moment so that we can be well, so that we can feel more secure, so that we can feel supported by the universe. Just that momentary healing again and again and again. It's going to be a very interesting experience of time and present moment this week. So enjoy it for what it is. Find a way to record all of this meaningfully. So whether you leave like a time capsule for yourself for like 6 months and then like a year from now for you to listen to, and make sure to put it in your calendar so you get reminded to listen to it at those times. I think that's a very interesting idea that I just kind of popped in my head when I was writing this episode out. So yeah. What would you tell yourself 6 months from now? I want to know. Tell me in the comments. What would you put in that kind of time capsule letter to my future self kind of thing, based on the energy this week? Oh, tell me in the comments and we can chat about it. Anyway, it's time for the light language portion of this. And it may seem daring, it may seem bold, considering I'm just putting this out to a general audience. But I feel like the support needed to be well, willing, but not like manipulative, like I'm going to make you willing, but how to find your willingness to be a good channel, a good channel for the guidance that's coming through just for you, a good channel that's, going to bring through the right kind of energy that the world needs right now, whether it's just through, your daily actions, or whether you're some kind of spiritual entrepreneur. I feel like that's what's being called forth right now. So let's do light language. So as I sit here and I tap in a little bit more to what wants to come through in the moment, um, the words that want to come forward, um, of course, in English to be understood by the mind, is multidimensional selves, um, tap, automatically bring in multidimensional energies and multidimensional solutions. They want you to remember that, to consciously play with that idea that there is always more than the mind just at work. And this is why the silence of soul, the silence of learning to come into some kind of authentic meditative practice is so important. To have that balance of analytical mind and high level support, guidance, suggestion, demonstration. And there's a calling in this for all those who, even though you may not see yourselves as light workers or as something more aligned with those new age communities, that whether you see yourself as an edge walker or a dream walker or even a void walker, your voice, your experience, your perception is so very much needed at this time. Needed to demonstrate what else is possible so that others may find validation in their own odd experiences. May find that sense of comfort and belonging, that there are others like them out there. And if we can bring forth community for them as they awaken, this would be appreciated. This would be beneficial going forward as we come closer to 2024. But now, to ease your channeling,